Good morning, my wonderful people of Akebulan. Grand rising, my people. Have you heard? Ghana is preparing to start sending light to Nigeria. Yes, you heard me right. Ghana is preparing to start exporting light electricity to Nigeria. Ghana's energy and green transition minister, who happens to be John Abdullahi Jinapo, said that they can do it, that it can be done, that they are planning to do that, that is part of the country's effort to becoming the energy hub of West Africa. And before you start thinking, can they actually do it? They can, because the government of John Mahama Dramani is already exporting electricity to countries like Togo, countries like Benin, countries like Burkina Faso and Cote d'Ivoire. And they say it is time to extend that some helping hand to their neighboring countries. Nigeria, their brother. They say they can do it. And see, before you start thinking that this is a banter, like Nigerian versus Ghanaian jollof rice, you better think. You better think positively, because this is not about Nigeria versus Ghana. Because I know that most Nigerians would prefer to stay in the dark than to receive electricity from Ghana. The banter is everywhere. And we have heard of recently the Nigerian Independent Operating Sector said that the conversation with Ghana has not been specific, while stating that Nigeria has the potential to give light and to supply and sell to the regional market. We know, but we are not talking about potential here. We are talking about what you can give to your people. The African ancestor says something, that when the river that is supposed to water the village decide to go down and go dry, the villagers will look to the stream next door. That's what the villagers will do. But don't get it twisted. I don't want you to think from the angle of banter or competition of jollof rice versus Nigeria and Ghana. No. Think from the perspective of African cooperation, African integration. Because see, there is no shame in receiving help from another African country. There is no shame. The only shame there is that you have the resources, the potential. You have gas reserve. You have hydroelectric potential. You have what it takes. You are the largest oil producing country in Africa. That is where the shame is. But you have allowed corruption, mismanagement, and poor infrastructure to keep your people in the dark. That's where the shame is. But there's no shame in receiving hand, because an African country like Ghana has learned to solve that problem. And they're saying we can extend this helping hand to our brothers in Nigeria. Although we have heard some Ghanaians saying that, you want to give light to other people, we are still having something they call Dunoso. I think that is a local balance for saying blackout. But the Minister of Energy and Green Transition, John Abdullahi Jinapo, said, no, we have conquered blackout and we can help other African countries. That is a good way to go. It has nothing to do with Nigerian jollof rice. This is African cooperation. This is how we bring down border. Do you understand? That is how we move towards United Africa. Let Africans help one another. It's not about banter. If Ghana decided, we can extend a helping hand to Nigeria, beautiful, beautiful. There's no shame in receiving help from another African country. No shame. Europeans do it. Okay? We have always been doing it in Africa. That's why the African proverb said that when the moon is roaming, we all come to the place where to view the moon. Not because we cannot view from our respective homes, but because we understood the spirit of brotherhood. When a man cook and invite his kinsmen to come and eat, it's not because they are hungry in their respective home, but because they understood the spirit of brotherhood. There's no shame in extending helping hand, and there's no shame in receiving. The only shame is that you have the potential, the resources to give the entire continent, and you have allowed corruption, mismanagement, and poor infrastructure to keep your people in the dark. But look beyond that and learn from your neighbor. There is nothing shameful about it. Nothing shameful to extend helping hand and to receive. Because think about an Africa where Ghana can power Nigeria, Nigeria can power Sudan, Sudan can power South Africa, South Africa can power Zimbabwe, Zimbabwe can power Lesotho. That is the kind of the continent we want to see. So there's nothing wrong in receiving help from Ghana. Don't look at it from the angle of banter. You can learn and improve and adapt to use in your own place. Okay? So there's nothing there. That is how Africa grows. And I'm very, very excited that such a thing is happening in a time like this, Akebulan. But I want to give a very serious warning to Ghana's Energy and Green Transition Minister, John Abdullahi Jinapo. Don't even think of extending helping hand to Uganda. In Uganda, we have steady power supply. You can see it here. Steady power supply. So don't even think of Yeah, when I talked about the power supply, I'm talking about the light that comes from the heart. You understand? Akebulan, wisdom is a principal thing. I want to say a very big thank you to all of you who contribute to Modern Day Tankra Book Distribution Foundation. You are the reason why we go to schools and give books to people. I love you. Of course, you know I'm not from any country. I can choose any country I want any day. I'm from Akebulan, a conscious place to be. So don't even think that this is Uganda. No, this is everywhere I choose to be. I love and I care about you. To those who have requested for book, I will give you book. Okay, I will give you book. This thing does not used to happen before. It's just the first time. Wisdom Akebulan is the principal thing. Have a great day. Have a blessed day. I love you and I care about you. My prayers is for you. Okay? I love you. Please stay put. I will get to you. Thank you so much, Akebulan. Remember, there is no shame in receiving helping hand from another African country. You can learn from what others are doing. You can improve on it. You can adapt. You can use it for your own good. I love you. Thank you, Ghana, for thinking that way. And thank you, Nigeria, for having that resources. And I know that one day you will improve and become what you are meant to be in the African continent. Akebulan, wisdom. The principal thing,